My name is Jake Abdullah. Welcome to another edition of Book of Jake. This episode, we are talking to one of my close friends. We work together. To me, I call him Casio because he's great with numbers. Okay, so today's guest is somebody I've been wanting to speak for a long time. So it's Chen Chow. He's the co-founder of Fave, one of Malaysia's biggest tech exits. Now a startup coach and also advising founders to get 1% better. Chen Chow, you've worn so many hats: consultant, operator, investor, coach, now pickleball player. And through it all, he's seen what works, what fails, and most importantly, what founders consistently get wrong. So welcome, Chen Chow. So let's get into it. Let's start at the beginning. You were in the corporate world, Accenture, JobStreet, Groupon, before co-founding KFit, which later became Fave. You also was an Eisenhower fellow, right? And what made you take the leap into the startup world?
Hi everyone, and thanks a lot, Jake. Right, honored to be here. I think Jake has been instrumental.
I think we're good friends,
I think has been there taking care. I think someone that who genuinely care. Right? I think really appreciate. Right.
Thank you.
I still remember that he checked on whether I exercise, don't exercise, lose weight, and when I went walking, hiking with Jake, I couldn't get out to his pace. Even though I'm hopefully a bit younger.
But you've lost about 18 to 20 kilos. It's amazing. Yeah. So well done. Yeah.
Still obese. Still got a bit more to cross through. Thanks for having me. I think that in terms of my journey, right? I think what Jake you shared across. I think in terms of startup, I'm a coincidental. I didn't wake up to think of going to startup. Even after, let's say, when I was in Accenture, my first job, if you ask me, would I one day join a startup? I don't think so. It was not in my typical corporate ladders and those kind of thing. Accenture went JobStreet. At the same time, at JobStreet, while it used to be a startup, when I joined, it's about 11-year-old company. So it's technically not a startup. So I was in that mid stage. And then when I joined Groupon with Joel, I think that sort of at that place. And then 2015, was when I got 2 job offers. One was from a telco, one was from a ride hailing. And then I told Joel and said, hey, maybe I should quit and go and join one of these two, right? Right. Then I think Joel called me back. He was in Japan, skiing holiday. He's like, why don't we start a company together? So I think that's sort of the case, right? I think, of course, that was 2015. Slightly before 2013-14, we bought a few domain names. Go to GoDaddy, buy this website, that website.
When you say we bought, Joel and you.
Yeah. So we bought, but we never do anything. I think it's sort of like those things that we bought and then
intentionally, you had intentions to start something, but
we work for look at doing the mock-up website for a few days. Then work get busy, then we forgot about it. Then okay, next one. Then we did it. So there are multiple times that we do it. I mean, Joe has always been true blue entrepreneur. I think he will do it one day, right? He's got to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I'm not, right? I've been used to there's still a paycheck and everything. So that moment of jumping in, I think is leap of faith. It was okay, I know Joe for long. I have worked with him. I know how is he. He knows how am I. We are opposite and different.
I know because I used to work for you in Fave and they are so different. Yeah, Joe is he is brave. You're very risk averse. You're very calculative, which just actually makes a very good pair, right? Yeah,
opposite end. And I think it's sort of like his strength is my gap. My strength maybe somewhere his gap, and then we sort of like different things. So we just, of course, to the team sometimes confused, right? The two of us are pulling at different ends. But I think those are interesting memories and built through. So I think in terms of startup, I'm a coincidental. So I think to the audience here as well, right? I think none of us are well prepared for that. There's no training that say, okay, now you are ready to go start.
So you're an accidental entrepreneur.
Accidental. And I think a lot of it is jumping in. I think a lot of time is how ready are you to take risks in your life, right? Are you ready to jump in, right? I think we all have it. Recently I got one good friend that was having very good career, get very high salaries and everything. And the person was like, okay, one day I should start a startup. I said, you are ready any day. And I'm ready to help you go all in, but you need to basically make up your mind. There is no more paycheck. Your tens of thousands a month will disappear the day you jump in. You take some of your savings and throw it in. Can you do it? You can. But you only if you're wholehearted, right? I think that's the leap, right? And I think a lot is swim and learn along the way. So I think that's a play.
But has your risk adverseness dropped a little bit?
I think for me, I'm sort of I would say I'm a calculated risk. So example, in terms of investment, I have invested in 30 over startup. In that sense, that's quite high risk, right? So if you think of my investment portfolio, unfortunately it's high risk because I started with all the startups. I only bought my first stocks in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas by that time, I've already maybe done about 20 startups investment. So in that portfolio, it's risky. But now I'm sort of trying to do asset allocation and try to spread through, try to reduce my startup aspects. But because I invested 30 over startups, my risk within startup investment got spread as well. Because it's different company. If you invest in only one or two, you have execution risk. You got a founder risk. Whereas when I have 30, I'm a portfolio within this part. So I think that if you say risk averse, I think I'm still thinking through. Let's say example, but then whenever jamming with Joel, an idea, he would think of what's a possibility that can succeed, can go big. I'll think of what can go wrong, what are the things to do. Right? So we are always pulling on the other two ends.
He's the pessimist. He's the optimist. You're the pessimist.
Yeah.
Great. So now there was a pivot from fitness to fintech. Okay, from K-Fit to Fave. How did that happen?
Yeah, so I think that back then, 2015, we started a K-Fit, right? K-Fit and me doesn't have a...
He used to say it was K-Fat.
Yeah, product founder mismatch, right? So, and I think that basically, I don't fall in love with idea that much. I'm the one that adapt and just go and do it, right? I think Joel has a lot of more idea fit
he's
through
passionate. He gets into it. Yeah, it sinks his teeth. Yeah.
And when we started K-Fit, Rafiq was with us as well.
Yeah, Rafiq is the group CEO of Media Prima. Yeah.
Right, so he was back then running all the day-to-day operation with AP, who was doing the biz dev, right? So and I think for me, I think when we did the K-Fit journey, we were supposed to building, scaling, and 2015, Grab just got their first unicorn in Southeast Asia. So we got a lot of investment coming in and we built and scaled. We launched 8 countries in 5 months, 120 employees. So a lot of crazy built through. And I think that the 2016, Groupon basically came to us and say, hey, we wanted to sell or close Groupon Indonesia. Are you interested? We have never bought a company.
Why you and Joel?
I think back then Joel used to run Groupon Asia. I ran the operation for Groupon Asia.
Okay.
So we sort of know. And I think that when we eventually bought Groupon Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, we don't need a transition. We knew the business inside out than the Americans there. Right? So we sort of be able to jump in. Whereas if they sell to anyone, there's a lot of hand holding. There's a lot of risks that people need to understand, right? So we sort of dive in. So we bought the Indonesia first. Then after that, we got a chance to buy Malaysia and then Singapore. So as we got these three, this business is significantly bigger than K-Fit. And I think K-Fit, eventually where you see ClassPass and all those things, I think that the scalability is K-Fit, unfortunately, is Damansara Heights, PJ, Ampang, upmarket play, right? Not many people has those money that just let me just throw there. I mean, and as each of those places open, it's that few thousand people. But to create a business that is scale mass market, I think it's a different play.
Speaking about fitness, there was one fitness company that folded recently. What was it? OneFit. Yeah. So
I think
Kazakhstan based, right?
Yeah, Kazakhstan based. I don't know fully about that, but I think that basically they came in and built. They had a bit of similar model as K-Fit. I think back then K-Fit model was already some struggling. I think what they did slightly differently is they sell the 1 year package, 2 year package. So pros and cons of that. One is they get money upfront, but eventually they couldn't make it through.
So I'm curious. So then Fave started and Fave was bought over by Pine Labs, right?
Yeah, 2021.
Why give it away?
Yeah, so I think over the period when 2017, right, after we bought all the Groupon, 2017 we built Fave, 17, 18, 19 was a good year. Jake, you joined us in 2019, we built through.
Then COVID came,
the whole thing crashed down. Still remember sitting in my room, looking at the business. Malaysia business was 90% down on March 18, 2020. Versus March 17, right? It's 90% day on day decline, right? And I think that during those period, I think I
remember we used to sit and chat about this. Yeah,
it's at that time it's like, okay, we don't know how long we were stuck at home. I didn't leave my home for 7 weeks in the MCO1. Did not leave at all, right? I was like, my whole brain was stuck. I did 300 steps a day. Basically, my bedroom to kitchen to whatever, right? And I think at that time it was and then Pine Labs, basically at that time, Amrish just joined Pine Labs. He used to build Citrus Pay and sold it off.
So you all had a good back end, right?
So internally, I think we built. Then I think Amrish, his wife was a customer in Singapore. So that time, Malaysia is already locked down. Singapore was locked down 2-3 weeks after us. So his wife used us. Then he came across what it is. And then he found out and he reached out to us. And I think at that time, we were like, we don't know how it is. And I think that we thought, okay, if we can have selling it through, not a great deal, but at that time, I think it's a fair deal. right? If you were saying 2018 or 19, the price point will be much, much higher. But at that time, it was
a wise thing to do at that point.
Yeah. So we raised a bunch of money from investors. We got a bunch of investors. We need to make sure that we sort of have a closure for everyone. And then the employee, there were 300 people at that time, right?
So, okay. So, you've said before, when things look very good, be worried. What do you mean?
Yeah. So I think that a lot of times, right, we all go through this cycle, ups and downs, right? And I think a lot of time when we feel that we are on top of the world, we feel that
Nothing can go wrong.
That's when we're going to be lapse in concentration. That's when lapse in that, right? Let's say, Jake, you have done this like hundreds of times, thousands of times. You still prepare a lot of things, think through research. It's not like, and the day that you feel that, okay, I'm too good on it, I don't need to do anything, that's the day that
I do. Actually, you are a big part of that also, because I used to come into meetings. I knew I had to be prepared when I was a Chen Chow. So I'm very prepared because of this kind of things. And I agree with you. I think nothing feels like success. That is the saying by, I think, Robin Sharma, where when we are successful, we tend to relax a bit. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think in a way, and I think that is a lot of time is each person, I think is how do we treat everyone, right? I think you always shared on treating every single one. I still remember you shared with me on like even the meals that you had when you went to the foreign workers home.
Yes,
and I think sitting on the floor and all those kind of thing, right?
Salim,
In the end, those are what matters.
Yeah,
and in the end, is not about all this glamorous thing.
No, it's not. It's just so superficial, right? It's how you treat people in the end, right?
And recently I saw one of the video that was asking that today, if you cannot mention any of your title, any of your achievement, any of that, how do you introduce yourself?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Who are you?
Exactly. That's brilliant.
Right?
Yeah.
We are, and all these titles one day will be gone.
Meaningless.
Will be gone, right? When we are powerless, do we still have friends?
That's such a good thought, because I subscribed to it. I was at a very high-powered job before in Astro, and then even in Fave and stuff, and people talk to you differently. And then when I became a solopreneur, and suddenly like you don't see people reaching out to you, and then there's a revelation, and then you acknowledgement, and then suddenly you realize that it was all nothing. You know, there's this great story about the high-powered corporate guy who came down from the plane. Then people pick him up. Then he went with the coffee, and then the next year he didn't have anything. He had to get his own styrofoam coffee. It's So I do agree with you.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I used to tell people that when your friends is up there very successful, I think we can from far silently cheer for them. But all of us will go through those down cycle. The day that we are down, we are out, we have nothing. I think be there for them. All of us will have that, those moments. I think a lot of times we don't forget.
Have your friends been there for you, and can you count them with one hand?
I think there are a number of friends that who are there for different stages, right? And really appreciate them. I think that being there, nothing to expect in return, right? And I think Jake, you yourself as well, right? Be there, right?
Thank you.
During those down moments. I think, like I say, for me, just now we talk about exercise. There are few friends that who were there.
What's the guy who likes to hike with you? What's his name?
Daniel Cervantes.
Yeah, Daniel Cervantes. Great guy.
Yeah, I can't. He go through 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and slowly. And today,
SK is another guy.
SK used to send me pictures, screenshots of his exercise. So during COVID period, every day he exercised, he would just send me a screenshot. For 2 months, he just sent me. And then one day he asked me to go and walk. And we went to Bukit Jalil Park. I can't finish that park. Flat ground. I can't finish. I'm like, right? He slowed down and I can't. And I think a lot of it is like today, nowhere near the rest, but let's say example, the Kiara TTDI, the tarmac, the tar road one. Today, I can walk at a slow pace without stopping.
That's great. I think you're very humble. I walked with you and I
got to catch up with you.
Yeah, but you've done so well. And one thing I like about you, there's a very people aspect to you, which is so important in this business where people forget. And you've always remained grounded. And that's, when I talk to people about you, Chen Chow, and I know you're such a shy guy, and I talk to people like Dakshinamurti, and you're saying, Chen Chow is just an amazing guy, such a people person, But at the same time, you're so complex at the same time, which you don't show also, which I find really strange. Okay, getting back, top 3 mistakes that first-time founders make.
I think the one, fall in love with the idea. I think a lot of time we think of this idea and say, let's go do it. But I think back to fundamental. What problem are you solving? What are the things that is very fundamentally wrong? Like last week, I spoke at a Pickleball Summit. I think like...
You play Pickleball every day, right?
I played, but I'm not an investor in the space. And when they had this Asia Pickleball Summit, they let me go in there and share a bit on it, right? And I think that one of the things is we, as we think of it, don't fall in love. I got this idea, let me go build this thing. But understand, what's the problem out there in the market? What opportunities you try to solve? Let's say AI. Today, everyone talk about let's build AI. Like I just had a breakfast with a former classmate of mine 25 years ago at UiTM. He did a 19-year career at Google in Seattle. So he's back here, and then like I think a lot of fundamental, right? What problem you do, and let's say AI today. People want to let's put AI in everything. But start from what problem and what opportunity and go on there. So I think number one, don't fall in a problem. And don't fall in an idea, fall in problems. And then focus on problem.
Oh, lovely. I believe you actually taught me this. You know, what problem are you trying to solve, which I use a lot. Yeah. What's the second one?
So I think that's one, right? And then number two, I would say is what you do something is what you do everything. How you do something is how you do everything. I think the mistakes is a lot of time we think that we can fake it for a certain time. But in reality is that it ingrains in us. If we treat people badly, we can for sure in front of the crowd we treat people nicely. But we know that after a while you're going to lapse into that. I think in the end is that as a founder is every little bit.
Authenticity. Right?
So let's say example, if you want to build a community, do you care to talk to community or you don't? It's not, all of us have different play, right? And I think that's the second one, right? This aspect. And I think the third one is don't play to your strength. You need to play to your strength, right? Because let's say example, we are great at something. We are gap in many other things.
Yes.
Today, as we build something, how do you build around the strength? I'm going to use Pickleball again as an example, right?
Great.
Today, if I have a real estate, I have an area that's unused, let's say NZX. It used to be quite dead in Arah Damansara. Because of Pickleball, now the whole area boom up. Right? So what competitive advantage you have? Right? Let's say today, in the public speaking, radio, all those kind of thing, you can do it in your closed eyes. Anything within here, you have the competitive edge and you are transforming from radio to podcast to all this kind of thing, right? So the transformation on that, I think is key, right? But I think play to our strength. Let's say for me, I will never be like Joe, right? And I think that back then,
and you shouldn't, because that's his strength. Yeah,
his strength. I will never be as creative as him. I will never be as charming as him. Will never be.
You think he's charming, huh? Joel's sharing this joke. She thinks you're charming, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I'm this boring person. Right?
Nah, you're just too humble.
Like talking about numbers and all that thing, right? But that is a strength.
Yeah. So, somebody wise once told me that improve your strengths, double down on your strengths and manage your weaknesses.
Yes.
You know, so great advice. And this is where people get fixated or get excited and they jump into things that they have no relevance. Like I've been playing to my strengths, actually one of my strengths was not Fave. I'll be very admitted about that, but I jumped into it, but I have no regrets because I met you and I learned a lot of things. And that was a pivot for me also, which actually taught me a lot of things. Now I'm a solopreneur and stuff like that. But what you said does not actually make sense. Like people just jump into things that they are not passionate about or have got no aptitude, have got no intelligence, market intelligence, and they just get into it. So that's great. Now,
I think the conscious jumping in is a different story than not unconscious. Like some others will say, okay, this is not where my strength is, but I want to go in because of reason ABC, and the reason ABC is thought through. I think that's perfectly fine.
That's fine. Yes, that's fine. Or you have the people who have the info to get into it. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, let's talk fundraising. Is venture capital worth it?
I think it's not for everyone. I think in the end is what's your dream? How do you want to do it? Do you want, what style do you want? Do you want 100% control? Do you want, how much risk do you want to take? In the end, for venture capital, they are investing other people's money who need good return for the risk profile that they take.
What is the risk? What is the success rate of VCs?
I think today, depend on how you look at it, there's two parts, right? One is what they call DPI, distribution per investment, and you have TP, total portfolio value, right? per investment. So today, most VC at a total portfolio value, that means you value each company that's still running at the actual at the last valuation dollar or something, generally that's still up. Good internal rate of return, IR. But unfortunately, at the distribution per invested capital, unfortunately, it's still quite poor. Let's say, for example, I have invested in 30 over startups. After 11 years, I got back 16% of my capital.
Oh, wow.
I'm still negative 84% down. Of course, a lot of startups I invested, they are still running. There's still value there for most of it. But
you only make back your money when it's profitable or it's sold.
And I've waited 11 years, right? And it's 11 years journey. And Singh, who is pretty much the top VC angel investors in Singapore, I think he has done 50 over investment. If I'm not wrong, his DPI is better than me, but it's 0.27 or so. So after 10, 11 years, he got back 27% of his capital. And that's the challenge, right? Today, and that's at a person level. And then at a fund level, most funds doesn't get back return yet. So the challenge is not just when you invest, but when you get out of it. And it's a 10-year, 12-year, 8 years process, right?
So who has the propensity to wait for so long? I mean, the dilution keeps going on.
Yeah. So I think the time still come, right? Because this boom is about 10 years old. 2014, 15, when people start coming in, right? We're now at a 10-year reality check point. And said, has people got back money? And not many people have got back money. And I think that's also slowed down a lot of people. A lot of people who used to be active investing are slowing down. And I think that's sort of where it come in. But I think that from a founder perspective, do you need VC? I think if you have a dream, let's say today you want to build a Grab, you need a bunch of VC money, or else there's no way to build to that platform size. So there are businesses that need VC money. But again, you think back, is that what you want? There was once there's this two ladies, one just got married, one just got kid, and they left their job to build this startup. And then they got an offer from a VC. They asked me whether to take or not. And I asked them what's the objective. Their objective is to earn enough money so that they got a lot of free time for their kids and family. So I said, don't take VC. You don't need another person come in and say, where's my money 5 times, 10 times. Right? In the end, what is your objective? What is your mission? And I think in the end is, bootstrap has its strength. Let's say today, I think you, me, we are all solopreneur. We built it. And today, do I short of VC approaching me? There are lots of VC coming in and say, you start something, I'm going to throw money to you. But today, do I want that?
Yeah, because you've got the experience. You already know that, this is not a journey that
I want.
Excites you.
Life
anymore.
is short.
Yes.
We have this 10 years. Do I want to do that?
You want to play pickleball every day. You don't want to go through this nonsense.
Now I play pickleball. I don't have a permission from someone, right?
Exactly. So you have suddenly freedom of time. You do not want to be involved in, because I guess it's the experience. Which is a great story. Now, you've built another startup, but you could have built another startup, but why choose coaching?
I think I go back to what I design my life. Last year after I left Fave, then I asked myself, what kind of life I want to have? I think I still want some intellectual stimulating, like session like this, great conversation, great value add to solve some people's problems. But I want flexibility. Like, let's say this week, on Friday, I had a 1 hour session in Malacca. I spent the weekend there, play pickleball and eat. This coming week, I'll be...
Like you say, and eat. Play pickleball and eat.
This weekend, I have a session in Langkawi. 2 hour session. I'll be there 3 days, 2 nights. Next week, I'll have a 1 hour session in Bali. And then I spend 3 days, 2 nights. Right. So there's a lot of that kind of balancing life. And yet, you're still stimulating, right? And I was like, okay, do I have ambition to build something big? Maybe not. And I don't think so. So to me, it's that play and balance.
Big is very subjective, right? So are you more peaceful now?
In a way, yeah. I think that in a way, I don't have, not answerable. In the end, as long as I do my best in the sessions, I send out invoice and I pay my taxes. I'm okay, right?
Yeah. And you have lots of time. I think the most, I would say, important thing is your mind and body in better shape.
Yeah. So I think, like, let's say example, there are sometimes like the day my parents came and my sister and my nephew, 18 months old, I spent a week with them. So that week I only had 1 hour session on Monday, and after that I'm like, okay, I spent a week with them.
That's great. That's so
Things
good.
that you can't do that back then, right?
That's so good.
Walking with the 18-month-old baby, climbing staircase and down.
I remember how stressed you used to be before when you were in Fave. That's probably because Joel, but what does fractional advisory actually mean?
So I think there's a different way of fractional. Like for me, I actually go all the way to the root per minute level. So my sessions can end any time. The client has no limit on how many minutes. And basically the billing is based on number of minutes.
Oh, wow.
So it's at the super fractional play where I want the power to be at the client side.
So I can charge you I can get you for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And you don't have to determine it's 5 minutes. We start talking, the timing starts. If after 2 minutes you think I'm talking crap, you want to end it. You feel that
you build them for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and likely 2 minutes I will say wave, right? And I think in the end it's that kind of flexibility. And
That's
so far,
different business model. I like that.
And so far there are 3 times where at the end of the session I told maybe halfway through the session I told the person that I don't think I'm adding enough value. This session is free. So in the end is being able to be running it at a very flexible level. I don't want a recurring. I mean, most people build fractional, they want a recurring because they want a routine and coming back. It's maybe a first.
Oh, you don't want a recurring? Huh?
I don't want. Because I want flexibility, and I want that everyone, if you have a choice, after the first session, you think that I have value, I can help you solve problems.
That's so good.
Then you took me for second session.
That's so good.
We both can walk away from the session. And to me, I think in the end is no one should be forced to pay someone. Let's say a lot of times, especially when I first started, friends say, hey, let me just subscribe to your business to support you. I said, don't subscribe to support me. But if you think there's value creation, then we do it.
That's so good, man. I mean, the authenticity itself makes it very alluring for me. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think in the end is for every dollar that I charge, do you get a lot more? If you don't get, then I shouldn't. And I think in the end is that people have a choice. Different, and when we say fractional, like I do this kind of minutes, there are people do like an hour. Let's say Anisha, she does with our HR back then. She's doing either once a week a session or once a month a session. So she does every 6 months. So she want more project-based, recurring continuously.
Very similar to what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone do very differently. Like Timothy Tia, he does 12 sessions, 1 hour each for over 3 months. And for him is, he wanted people to be really have vested into that. In like what you do. So most people do that path. Then I was like, okay, there are a lot of people do all that. So my model is technically
it's brilliant.
GP, like GP for doctor, general practitioner. I'm a business GP.
I like that, business GP.
Business GP, right? A GP, you go in there. You want specialists, go look for specialists, jig specialists, every specialist, right? You're a GP. That's me. So, and I think why GP plays a part as well is that I think I went through the cycle. I'm a generalist. I work in a company before, work at MNC before, work consultancy, build from scratch, scale up, restructuring, invest in company, raise money, bought company, sold company. So I've sort of like seen the breadth and connected dots. And I think like as what the Sealan from McKinsey or Lee Kai both of the McKinsey former country heads, everything, I think they were like saying that it's how I designed this is how uniquely me. And I think it was interesting that some of them helped me a lot. Like both of them, Dr. Omar, Mustafa, ex-Ethos founder, they all had done session with me and to feedback me, right? Guide me. And I think really appreciate those lenses of these people seeing.
That to me is so good because you've created a unique space which very people can emulate because of your experience.
And if they want to emulate, great. Actually, even like, let's say I got friends that came into advisory, I just shared on my LinkedIn as well and said,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Because in the end, I think all of us have our strength and play a different game. It's not about competition. The market is so big out there.
That's right. That's completely right.
In the end, it's fine. In the end, is think of your problem, who is best, and what kind of support help you need.
That's really
You need hand holding. This is the thing. You need branding. You go to you. You need this kind of crisis management.
That's
all
true.
of us have played a different strength, right? And then we played at different play.
That's true. I actually subscribe to it, and you thanks for making it more clearer for me. Where people try to emulate others, they try to very fast emulate other people's strengths, but they forget that their uniqueness is actually their strength. Yeah, that's true. So, what's one question you always ask a founder before you coach them?
Actually, I don't. I think that to me is that ideally I should, but I don't because to me, I think I wanted to do it super simple. Let's say today I don't have a website. I don't build a brochure or anything.
Same lah.
So today is when a person ping me and say interested to explore, I will send them a LinkedIn post and say read. And the post I actually say what I do and what I don't do, what kind of people suitable, what kind of things not suitable. So they read it. If they're interested, they ping me. Usually the next question is how much it is. I have a fixed template. I only had two pricing, large company and a small company.
How much?
So I'll tell an air.
Please.
Okay.
So at least I can reach you. Tell me.
No, so I think that my normal charge rate for local is 4,000 ringgit per hour, build to minute. And then for SME now is 2,005 per hour, build to minute, right? And then overseas is 1,000 US. And then depend on travel or whatnot, right? So per hour, right? So that's the base rate out there. But I think that in the end is to me, but I also do a lot of free one for non-profit. So to
I know you're very big on non-profit.
So to me the question is someone going to make money from this process of advisory or people are genuinely giving back?
Where do you draw the line?
I think not perfectly, but let's say example Utah. I drove to Kampa 3 hours, did a talk and drove back. Like free. Or free, no claims, anything, right? And done a lot of those kind of sessions. So to me, a lot of associations, a lot of individual like Yayasan Peneraju or the B40s, I will do for free. But for me, if someone's going to make money from it, I'm charging. I think that's a play, right? Let's say example, conferences that charge people 1,000 ringgit, 2,000 ringgit, those I should charge.
You get so many invites of those and they don't want to pay. Guys, pay us, guys.
And I think now generally when I speak at conferences, I will always put a clause there. If you are paying other speaker panelists, I'm getting paid. Right? Because to me...
Or if you're charging people fees to get in, you should get paid, right?
I mean, you charge 20 ringgit for people to pay for food. Okay.
Fine. But you're charging like 1,005 and you know HRDF. This one.
I think there are too many times that I spoke at event and I realized my other panelists get paid.
Yeah.
And the reason I eventually asked them, because you never asked me for payment. Then to me, that doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. I think in the end I think that fairness. I completely agree. If today you do this fully for charity, sure. All of us will do it.
So what's the best advice you've ever received?
Lots of advice, but I think that best health. I think what said. I think that I wish I can turn back the clock. I can't.
You can't.
But I think that the last few years, I think that while I'm not at the peak of health,
I don't think you should say that. To me I see you playing pickleball every day, and I've seen when you're not fit, and I've seen you now, you just dropped 20 kilos. And Bruce Lee said this is be very careful about what you say to yourself. I actually think you've done so well, and
thanks to you. And
thank you so much.
I think that I am fitter than 5 years ago me, right? I can't go back to that, but I'm fitter than last few years.
Definitely.
And I think that's where the steps to go in and building that through, right? How one step at a day at a time. And I think that at least,
you look much better than when first met you, man.
Yesterday I did 5 hours pickleball.
Wow, that's a lot, man. You beat me. So what's your fascination with pickleball?
I think it's a sport that everyone can pick
play,
up through. It's simple. It can be fun. It could be interesting. And I think it's just a sport that we love. I think in the end, it's whatever sport it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something that we can build as a habit. And coincidentally, this can build into the habit. Easy to find people to play.
It's good for networking also, right?
Yeah, simple. Right. But although when pickleball, most of the time I go in, I play actually mostly via club with strangers. Because it's a way for me to just unwind. No, everyone just know me as a CC. No one come and discuss this. I'm just CC, right? Like when I'm Melaka, no one knows me, right? Which is good.
Worst pitch you've ever heard?
Maybe not the full pitch, but people that who go and put other people's name as their advisor and everything. And then they got one time someone was name drop all these faces, right? Then I know some of the people there. I said, okay, when I asked them how would describe you, they said, I haven't told them yet.
such a name drop, right?
So they were putting all these big figures, right? Then I was like, okay, what if I now ping this person, right? What would this person say? And then they haven't know yet. They met the person 2 times, take photo. Doesn't mean you can put their name. And actually, a few times it happened to me. People put my name when I don't even know
who you are. Yeah.
I sort of know who they are. I've met them maybe one coffee session. Then they put my name as mentor, right? Then when people do reference check, it's like, hey,
I've been through this, man.
I think that is detrimental to them.
Yeah.
So imagine that this reference check come in and say, I say this person, I only met them for one coffee. there are chances I got killed.
So who is a founder you really admire?
I would say Anthony Tan. I think of all, right? I mean, there are many respectable ones, but I think Anthony Tan...
Grab, right?
Grab, yeah. So I think that he's a very balanced across. I think work-life balance, family, health, people-oriented and everything. Every message that is sent to him...
But was he like that when he started?
Yeah. I mean, I knew him before he went to Harvard. I met him at a workshop, a marketing workshop when I was at Job Street. And I think he has always been very simple, humble.
That's good to hear.
That right? I think that in front of the job, but I think in the end is that humility, simple person, right?
He's a people person.
People person, like you, Rajek. I think like very simple,
thank you.
simple play, right? I think that he, down the core, is human being and asking the very basic, simple questions and all those kind of things. So I think that sort of, that balance, I think a lot of people, I think there are many respectable people built across, but I think that balance.
That's so good to hear, because I teach and I lecture a lot about servant leadership and being humble, and the difference between great leadership and average leadership is how you treat people.
Yeah. And I think in the end is how we treat every single one.
Yes.
And I think like yourself is the embody of that, right? I think it's like...
Thank you. Because I come from nothing also. I'm not saying I'm anywhere, and I know what it's like when, you sort of disregard people.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times, I enjoy the joy sometimes when I travel is don't turn on ways. I say, okay, I got 4 days travel. I just drove any directions to where I go. And then if I feel anything interesting, I just stop.
I can't do that. I'll get lost. I'm terrible with directions. But I'll try it. Yeah, I'll try it.
So it's actually quite interesting. Like I say, okay, I just drove, and then if anywhere interesting, I just stop, because I know that, okay, I got 4 days, right? How far can I go through,
Exactly.
right? And then now we have ways and everything, right? So I just don't turn on, I just drove. I feel a warong interesting, I just stop. I found a paddy field, I stop. And it's quite interesting, I found all kinds of random things. I found an old railway in Pekan. I went to stay next to a paddy field. So I don't know where I'm staying, but I'm just driving. Interesting, I stop. I have a coffee. I just small chat. I just walk around everywhere and then get back. And then at 5, 6 p.m., maybe not so late, 5, 6 p.m., I'll open up the map and say, okay, where am I? Where's the nearest shop lots that I can stay? So because most of the time I stay at a shop lot hotel, motel, the 1 star, 2 star, Oyo, whatever. So I'm just like, okay, nearest one. And I look at rating, not too bad. As long as it doesn't...
Got shower.
Looks still not too bad. No, not too much complaints. Let's say at a... rate, then I'll just stay there. And I think for me, and a lot of times you travel, let's say Taiping, like 60 ringgit. It's just not bad.
Decent, huh?
And actually sometimes I think
But Joel won't stay there.
Joel, yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Actually, I am quite a snob with hotels, but I'll give it a try.
Joel won't stay at the hotel I book. But he has done it before for girls that he like.
What is a book every founder should read?
I think that maybe I'm going to go contrary on this as well, right? I think that not everyone should read the same book.
Okay.
I think you start from the what problem you're trying to solve, or what opportunity, what things you want to correct or improve on. And I think today with ChatGPT, describe exactly what you want, look for, ask ChatGPT.
That's actually
I
quite
think there's a likelihood of giving you a better answer than I just name drop a book. Because I name drop a book, there are not too many books there, right? This book that I name drop, likelihood 5%, 10% of these listeners will find it relevant. To the 90% is irrelevant. Right? I think in the end is pick through. Of course, if you have a scenario, ping me, ping Jake, we would share with you on that personal life with you, especially if we know you, right? But I think in the end is right people, right book, right context, right thing. Because in the end, it's not about general.
Yeah, it's true.
I think what Jake just mentioned, right? Don't be like another person. A lot of people are like, I want to be like that person. And even though just now I say respect Anthony Tan, the goal is not to be like Anthony Tan.
No, you'll be a bad imitation of Anthony Tan at best.
Yeah, so I think be yourself. I think we all have that, right? And I think in the end, people don't care about you until they know that you care about them.
Oh, that's so profound. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that from Chen Chow. Yeah,
I steal from somewhere.
That's so good. Now, what's your morning routine like?
Not too much. I think they're not perfect. I think I still look at the phone for a bit. I try to limit a few minutes. Then I think that the typical washroom, get ready.
Do you exercise in the morning?
Not enough, but I try to do a bit of left arm. Because my pickleball played on right arm. I'm trying to do a bit of left arm.
So you got bicep curls.
Not good. I mean, I got a dumbbell, everything, right? and then try to do a few squats. Not great. I mean, I'm nowhere near what I need to be. But I think that the little bit, but for me, it's just like every little bit counts. I think that and I think in the end it's a habit, right? As you talk about that, I'm now at the 14,000 steps a month per day.
So
average.
good. That's so good. I'm at about 11,000. So you're beating me by quite a bit, man.
But if you look back in 2019, I was at 5,000.
I remember it was sedentary, yeah.
Right.
2019, I remember you were like just picking up and...
Yeah, so then I went to about 10,000 for 2022, 23, 24. And then this year I was like, okay, let me try to cross to 15, right? And it's quite interesting.
That's about 10 km a day, you know.
Yeah, so then little bit here and there. Sometimes just a staircase. You see something, you just staircase up. Let's say when I go travel, where there's escalator and staircase and we're not rushing, I'm staircase up. And that little bit...
Has your health in data, that means in your blood work and all that, improved?
Yes. Let's say inflammation. HSCRP used to be 3. I'm now at 0.7.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Not perfect. I mean, there are people 0.3, 0.2, 0.4.
No, but just you. I mean, that's
yeah.
brilliant.
So I think there are multiple metrics that has improved. Like HbA1c. I'm still at borderline zone, but significantly reduced. So I think there are multiple bit of it has improved. Not perfect, but you will say improvement, yes.
Definitely. In fact, you there's a glow about you, which I think, you know.
You also flip the other way. It's like some people say, oh, now you look better. Then I'm like, I must be looking very bad back then.
Chen Chow has a terrible, what do you call that, way of accepting compliments. He puts them down even. I mean, just say thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
If you could start over, what would you do differently?
I think that for me, I think for me, I always believe that live every day as if it's the last day. I think just focus on today, be present, right? I think in the end, I won't say, okay, what if this, what if that? There's a million what if. Right? But I think it's like what we have is a time here and moving forward, right? So let's say every 10 years is 3,000 over days.
Oh, wow.
I'm at mid 40s. So even let's say times 2, I have a 10 plus thousand days to go. How do you live every day as if it's the last day?
I've never thought of it like that. No, but it's just,
right? And I think in the end is live the way you feel comfortable at ease. We all splurge on certain things. Like for me, there are days that I'll just eat lah. But I can stay simple. I drove a 14 years old car. Right?
Is it the same car?
Yeah, same car.
What was that you're driving? Huh?
Price.
Yeah,
the car is worth 10,000 ringgit if I sold today. Likely in this condition with the scratches, maybe it's not even there. Right? So it's that, right? I live in an 80 square feet room. My electricity bill is 30, 40 ringgit.
Hey, you were staying in Jiang Kuching, right?
Yeah.
Still there?
Still there.
Oh, okay.
Same place, everything simple right? So I think that live the way you feel comfortable. Doesn't mean stay simple is the best. But I think do the way that you like it to be.
So I'm no different from you, where before I used to chase things and, chase cars and this and watches and stuff like that. And I've become such a simple person. Like I said, my vice would probably be, I like nice holidays. I like to take nice holidays. I like to go and watch Liverpool, play football, I like nice hotel, But I'm very thrifty in the other stuff. I like good food. I like to cook, but I don't spend money unnecessarily to flaunt my ego. I don't do that. So.
I think for me, I shouldn't for my health, but every now and then I go for a good buffet. I don't think.
Why not, man? Nothing like a good buffet.
I'm like, whatever price, I go in. Every now and then I will do that. And I just go in lah.
Would you recommend a buffet for us?
I think there are all kinds. It all depends on what you look for, right? Let's say hard sake bar at Lalaport is a very good sashimis and everything. I mean, gamification, what they did was you order a la carte and then you sum up the bill, it comes out to a couple thousand. Then you feel that, okay, you're paying 200 plus. It's like, okay,
that's fair enough.
Still, right? Although likely I'm putting a lot of damage to my body for eating that.
No, I think once in a while it's fine. So where are you in this point in your life? What's next for Chen Chow?
I think that I think today where...
No, I haven't finished. Mind, body and soul. Your mind.
I think mine is continuously intellectual stimulating, right? Whether for my coaching advisory or now I started sitting in a couple of boards. I think it's putting the brain into that, right? So I think one of the boards I sit is KL Foodie Media. So independent non-executive chairman.
They're going to IPO, right? So,
Yeah. So now we are working towards that. And then last week I just sat on a Audience Analytic Limited, a Singapore listed company, as an independent director. So I think one is stimulating, right? But I think that it's not just at the client engagement. It's every single conversation that we get to with, right? Like Jake, all the conversation we had, right? Whether with Joel, right? I work here for 10 plus years, right? There's a lot, Anisha. I think there are all kinds of people that we have great conversations. I think that's definitely one piece. Mine. Body, I think is be a better me, my body, than yesterday. Just every day, just be a bit better, right? A little bit. And there'll be days that I think you mentioned, off day, days I don't feel like what to do.
That's all right.
But now, let's say, now my habit is pickleball as a daily routine unless I can't make it.
Oh, wow.
So before that is you add in. Now it's default. So what I did is every day I put a couple set of clothes in my car. Got time, I go gym 30 minutes. I go pickleball 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever. Right? Or if not, I just go walk a bit here and there. And if sometimes the other habit I did is like if you go to shopping mall for dinner, that days that
you walk around the shopping mall.
Go to the top floor, walk down all the way. That's 3,000-4,000 steps.
Definitely.
Just digest a bit off, right? So I think a lot of it, and let's say
you put on some good habits,
the bit here, thanks to you. And I think like let's say drinks just kosong. Whatever drink just add the word kosong, right? I mean little bit there, but it just and then sometimes in the 4, 5, 6 p.m. I feel like I need something, I just go buy a box of blueberry. That's one of my good or bad habits.
Yeah, it's beautiful, great for detoxes. But seriously, what about? And sorry to intrude, but what about personal life? I mean, are you planning to get married or
need to find the right person?
Is there something called the right person?
Maybe I think in the end, the right person is chemistry and trust. And
I agree with you.
I think for me is, can I be myself? And can the person be themselves?
And can they play pickleball?
That'd be good, but doesn't have to be. I think in the end, maybe the ecosystem of the play that if you look at it is that there'll be things that you both co-create and do together. There'll be things that you love, the person will adapt.
Give you your own space. And then,
I think maybe part 1 is co-create, do together. 2 is you do, the person embrace. Part 3 is you do, the person support. Part 4 is they give you the space.
Oh, so interesting.
So if you think I need there are 4 parts in that whole space, right?
Still belum lah lagi.
I don't have someone that have feelings on me.
He's single guys, girls, single ladies. Anyway, parting words for it's been fascinating talking to you. Parting words for somebody who can take out of this and want to not only I think I learned more about life than startup, but from a startup philosophy, and if you want to venture into it, is it a good time? And what are your thoughts?
I think the timing is anytime can be a good time, but I think there's know your why. Why you want to do this. You have life. All of us have different priorities. Is this your priority for the next 5, 10, 15 years? Is this something that you care deeply that you do? If you want fame, there are more other ways to get fame. You want money, you get more ways to get money. You want free time, there are tons of ways to get more time, right? This is not it. In the end, is there something that you care deeply, a problem you really want to solve, and you feel that I can solve this, I can make a difference in people's lives, can make a difference in there, create jobs and go on there. If it is, go for it. You will never be fully ready to wear that shoe. Enjoy the journey, not the destination.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not the destination, right? You will all go through. And as you build this journey, there'll be amazing days and there'll be very tough days that you say, why am I doing this? And I think you just embrace that and enjoy that. And best of luck. Go off for it. And I think that I will end with what Alibaba said, right? Their motto. If not me, not now, when? And tough times don't last, tough people do. Whatever doesn't break you, make you stronger. Wish you all the best.
Oh, that's so good. Before we end, I just want to ask your thoughts on, do you think we'll ever see a unicorn in Malaysia?
I think never say never. I think there will always be, but I think the focus shouldn't be just building a unicorn. I think in the end is, you can be $1 billion value and don't create much real value. Or you could create a lot of real value in people. I think in the end is, how many people can you make people smile? How many people's life can you ease and transform, right? I think in the end, those are much more meaningful. I think in the end is, unicorn is just a barometer, right? In there. Fundraising is not a trophy, it's a responsibility.
Wow, that's so profound. Really enjoyed that, Chen Chow. And I you know what I took out from this? I said, it's still the people denominator that is so evident. And there's one thing that I learned from you in my short time in Fave, a year plus, was find a solution for a real problem for people, and then you will start to, develop it. It's really been been, to me, such a learning experience. Thank you for being here. Please check out, I'll leave his advisory there. He says he charges by the minute. Let's see. So again, like I said, please like, subscribe, share, follow Chen Chow on LinkedIn. And if you want help with your business, he's the man. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Jake.